So what is going on, everybody? Today we're actually going to be showing you guys a build that is a ton of fun and it just melts. And you can like 1 to 2 shot enemies with this build. And what's crazy about it is all of you guys can actually put this together. There's no exotic needed for this build and it's so much fun. And it's crazy because at 1.7 million armor, still being able to 1 to 2 shot these enemies is pretty crazy. So let's take a look at some gameplay and then we'll break down the build. So one thing I really want you guys to keep in mind is how much armor I actually have on the build. When I pick up a trophy, just look at the big chunk of armor I get. And not only that, when I do start to take a little bit of damage, look at the armor regen. Now, one thing you guys should remember, as I'll explain in the video, is I do have almost 51,000 armor regen, and I will show you that in a few. And what that allows me to do is really face tank these enemies, and the shield's going to help protect that bonus armor, so it pretty much keeps me invincible, right? Yeah, even when I get in those close calls, those close situations, if you would like to say, honestly, just look at the amount of bonus armor I have. Like it's not even something I really have to worry about. And the fact that I can 1 to 2 shot these enemies, if I can land those headshots on, like if I hit the whole thing, they'll just drop instantly. And that's what I love about it, right? That's what I love about it. And even if you miss the headshots, right, if you don't clear it on the second time, you'll most likely drop them. And the bosses, yeah, they're not too hard either. Look, 1 shot almost took half their armor, 2 shots, two clean shots, and that boss was gone. And this is what's so impressive about this. The fact that you could have a build that is so tanky, sitting at 1.7 million armor, not even fully expertise. Like, I could still improve this build. All I have to do is fully max out this shotgun, get it to 20 expertise. I'm going to get an additional 10% shotgun damage on it. I can level up all the armor pieces, gain more armor, and that's what I love about it. And that's why I tell you, this build is just different, right? The fact that you can have so much armor and you could just eat through these, look at these enemies, literally 2-tapping these gold enemies. And you would think, wow, if he's 2-tapping the enemies, he must have a lot of red cores. And you'll be surprised that I have 6 blue cores, well, 5 blue cores, sorry. But that's what I love about it. Like, I love being able to just destroy these enemies. Look, almost 1 shot at that tanky enemy right there, right? And some of these guys just didn't. And look, I'm not even using my shield right here. If I get in trouble, pop the shield out. They got to back up a little bit. And look, I'm gonna start losing a little bit of armor because they start shooting me in the back, right? And you're gonna see my armor regen. It's kicking in. It's still working. Still doing its thing. Look, taking shots. Boom, dropping them. Not having to use my shield the whole time. So the shield can also be used as like your safety net, right? If you start getting shot by a lot of enemies, pop it out. And if you need to get in cover, that's when, you know, you'll still have an ability and a chance to get into cover because, look, they just can't kill me. Look, even right here, boom, I'm still taking a lot of shots. I'm reloading, and I'm still taking shots. My shield's still up. It's my safety net, boom. And now I can just finish off this final enemy and clear the control point. So what we'll do now is we'll break down the build for you guys, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this one. So as you guys saw, we are running the technician class, and the reason why is because we are running a talent called Spotter, and I'll show you guys in a second. Technician class allows you to put that link laser pointer and then also gives you a skill tier, which is actually pretty cool for this build. So we are running the custom M870. If you notice, it's at 1.6 million armor, but you guys have to remember one thing. I do have currently a full stack, so that means I have a 30 stack. So you'll even see that I have currently 51,000 armor regen. That's with the 30 stack continuously because of the backpack, which allows me to have this for 300 seconds. So at 51,000, that is how much armor regen I get on this build at a full stack. And then if you look at that, that's the same thing with my weapon itself, which is at 1.6 million armor. We have 10% weapon damage already on this one at expertise 10. We have shotgun damage to armor, and then we have 10% damage targets out of cover. And then I have a talent called Flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulse enemies. After 3 kills, amplifies pulse to the next enemy you hit. So we do have 3% headshot damage on the scope. We have 20% reload speed on the magazine, and then obviously link laser pointer. For the secondary, you can run whatever you want. I just have the FAMAS right here. Now, for the build itself, we have the punch drunk mask, and it does have 20% pistol damage, which we aren't going to be using for this one, but we have 170,000 armor. We're really using it for this 20% headshot damage we get from the punch drunk mask. It's the only mask that allows us to do that. And then we have 8% weapon handling, and then we have 10% headshot damage right there. Now, I tested the two with running a badge chest versus this, and this one seemed to perform a little bit better versus the headshots. So that's why I decided to go with the punch drunk, because this build is meant to really get those headshots. And since all of our shots are really close range, this is going to help us out right here. For the chest piece, we're running the closer chest piece, which gives us 5% total armor. We have 170,000 armor rolled on here. We have headshot damage, critical chance, and then a headshot damage mod, and then perfect spotter amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 20% to pulse enemies. We go right here where you have the Picard's holster. We have 10% skill haste, we have armor, we have headshot damage, and then we have weapon damage. So you got to make sure you guys have these weapon damage. You have to have these armor rolls on here to really take full benefit of this build. We have the Fox pair knee pads with weapon damage, damage targets out of cover, and 10% headshot damage. And we're using that 8% damage targets out of cover right here for that multiplicative damage, plus the 10% on the shotgun itself. And then we have the contracted gloves that have 170,000 armor, 8% damage to armor, and then 10% headshot damage. And then obviously we're running the backpack, and that's what I was talking about, the 300 seconds of 30 stack. And the reason why is we have weapon damage, armor, skill tier. We have 11% armor rolled on this expertise. We also have 10% headshot damage. And then obviously, since we do have 2 red cores, every time we pick that up, we'll get 10% extra weapon damage. But every time we do pick up a blue trophy, we get that 50% bonus armor, which is crazy on this build. And that's why it's a huge chunk, and that's why it's actually really good. And then if you look over here for skill efficiency, we get another 5% skill efficiency. Now this lasts for 10 seconds, but what's really good about this is when I'm at full stack, which you guys saw, that armor regen, we're at 3% armor regen, which was 51,000. We're at 30% extra weapon damage and 30% skill efficiency, which helps out our shield. So that is what's really good about this build. And you guys might have noticed, yeah, it kind of looks like that pistol build that I built a while back, but we switched out a couple pieces. We put the closer chest piece, and then we also switched out the shield that we were using. So instead of using the Bulwark, we're using the Crusader. Now we're at tier 6, right, with this build. And what that allows us to do is have max health on this. So we have 4.7 million, and then the cooldown on this is 16 seconds if I do lose it. But this is why it's really cool. We have shield health, and holster regeneration on this one. And then obviously we pair that up with our artificial hive, and what this does is it's going to repair that shield by 33%. So that's why you guys want to pick these two right here, and make sure that you guys have this set up right. You want to have the hive, and then you want to have the Crusader shield, and that's going to allow you to keep that bonus armor. As you guys saw, we're sitting at 1.3 million weapon damage, but when we're at full stack, it's 1.6, right? We have 15% crit chance, 45% crit damage, 158% headshot damage, 20% armor damage, and then we have the 18% damage targets out of cover. Now, if we go down here, you'll see 1.7 million armor, and the armor regen is gone, but I showed you at the very beginning, it's 51,000. So that's why this build is so fun, and I think a lot of you guys are really going to enjoy it. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Easier. So if you want to be close and personal with people, this is the build for you. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. See you guys in the next one. Hey, nothing but skills out.